Hello, good people of Bills Nation. Week 7 of the NFL season is right around the corner, right here on Snyderman Broadcasting. We would like to remind you that next week, week 8, is the last opportunity to vote for the name of the Bills' new stadium. Link for that poll is in the description of this broadcast. Go cast your vote if you have not already. I know I've cast mine already. The Bills need your help deciding a name for their stadium. That will be announced during the bye week, which is week 9. So make sure your voice is heard on that. Before we get into looking at week 7 and what happened in week 6, we need to negotiate with some people. Poyer, we're going to let sit for now. Like I've been saying, we'll see what he does in the off season. We'll see how much he regresses. We'll see what happens with him. Tremaine Edmonds, I do need to bring back. We can also start negotiations with Knox, Morse, Trufant, White, Kirksey, Bodiger, Clapp, McGinn, and that's it. I think McGinn, Clapp, maybe we can bring back on a little year deal. We'll see what happens in the offseason there. Really, the people after Knox, so everybody between Poyer and Morse, so Edmonds and Knox, are who I want to bring back. The rest of these, I want to wait and see what the offseason brings. I think maybe Butler we end up bringing back. Ford maybe we end up bringing back. I don't really know for sure what's going to happen here, other than I do want to negotiate with Edmonds. He only liked the length of the contract. He didn't like what we had offered him, which was 5.2, 4.75. So what if we do a $5.5 million? Let's go 5.7 million with a 4.8 signing bonus. Is he gonna actually? Let's try 5.5. Let's try 5.5 and a 5 million bonus, because that'll keep him long term. That's what we want. Is he gonna sign that? Offer is perfect. Okay, Edmonds is coming back next year. Just signed a new contract. That's awesome. Knox has been a good playmaker for us. He's wanting 4 years at 29, almost 30 million. What if we give him a 5-year deal and drop that to 3? Signing bonus, we'll give him 4. I think that'd be all right, wouldn't it? Salary needs improvement. Okay. So he likes the salary. He likes the bonus. Okay. So we'll keep negotiating with Knox. As you can see, it's going to be Patriots week. Before we look around at what they did this offseason, spoiler alert, it wasn't much. We can look around at what happened week 6, which let's do this. Let's do it in order of which it happened. There we go. Thursday night, the Jets trounced these Patriots, absolutely destroyed them 40-14. The Bengals beat the Cowboys. The Niners beat the Chargers. The Cardinals beat the Seahawks. Titans beat Indy. Rams beat the Broncos. Commanders beat the Giants. Bucks beat the Saints. We, of course, beat Jacksonville in a great game by Josh Allen. If we look at this box score, great game by Josh Allen. He went 300, almost 350 yards passing, 3 TDs, no interceptions. Did get sacked once, 30 for 38, so 78% completion. In the meantime, Robinson killed us on the ground, so we got to shore up our rushing defense. Jacobs had a tough 74 yards on the ground in that game, only less than 3 yards a carry for Jacobs, so not a great day. Juju and Diggs really were bright spots for us in the offense, followed by Davis. Our receiving core showed up and showed out last week, so that was awesome. Defensively, not a lot to say. Honestly, we haven't been getting the same amount of pressure. Seymour had 2 sacks, Edmonds had 1, but I feel like so far this season the pressure just hasn't been the same for whatever reason. But yeah, so if we go back to that, like I said, we of course beat the Jaguars. Baltimore beats Atlanta. Minnesota ended up squeaking by Houston. The Bears beat the Lions, so the Lions are no longer undefeated. That's big. And Miami beats Cleveland, so the Browns are no longer undefeated. I think the Browns were undefeated before this. I could be wrong. We can go check standings here soon, or at least in general. And then the Raiders beat the Chiefs, so big victory for the Raiders there in Vegas. I don't necessarily want to look at all of the standings right now. I feel like that'll be a next week thing. Try to do that every 4 weeks or so, and at least until we get closer to the end of the season. So the Titans sit alone atop the NFL at a 6-0 record. Meanwhile, the Lions, us, the Jaguars, the Browns, and the Panthers all have 1 loss on this campaign. So there you go. In the meantime, it is time for some AFC East action against the New England Patriots. If we go take a look at their roster, they really didn't add anybody. We looked at this before I started recording. Didn't really add anybody of note anywhere. Nothing really exciting in terms of additions. They got some good rookies. Demarius Whitley we looked at receiver just very, very briefly. He should be good for them. Other than that, though, I mean, their biggest addition is, well, I mean, I guess I can keep going position by position. Sorry, brain fart there. Position by position to kind of show you who they picked up. And honestly, there's not really anybody all that great. There's a rookie end here that they got, but he's He's not great. There's just nobody that they really got that's earth-shattering. They have a really good linebacker core, so that's nice for them. Their corners are good. They got a pretty good secondary. Kind of falls off a cliff after the top 2. Their safeties are good. I mean, so it's tough to throw on them. Austin Seibert is their biggest addition. That's really it. That's all they got is Austin Seibert. So there you go.
You've been waiting all day for some Monday Night Football action. It is week 7 of the NFL season, and the New England Patriots are set to play host to your Buffalo Bills. It is a beautiful, beautiful Monday night here at Gillette Stadium in the greater Foxborough area. The New England Patriots look to defend their home turf. There you see Josh Jacobs ready to go, the workhorse of this Bills offense so far here in 2022. Last week, He had 74 yards on the day on 27 carries, 2 touchdowns for young Mr. Jacobs. But it is Monday night, and we are underway here at Gillette Stadium as Tyler Bass's kick goes deep into the end zone for a touchback. The Patriots will start this game off with possession, as there you see Mac Jones coming onto the field. 1,400 yards on the season for Jones, 9 touchdowns and 3 interceptions so far here in the 7th week of the season. He is going to be under center to start off this drive. He's going to drop back looking, and he is going to find his tight end for a quick 9-yard gain here to start the drive. Ball at the 46 now. Harris is going to get the handoff, and he is going to be stuffed. That is Micah Hyde that is going to stuff Harris in the backfield for a loss. So Hyde just coming up and immediately making his presence felt here in this ball game. TFL there for Hyde. But this drive is going to continue. It's 3rd and 7. Ball on the Bills' 43-yard line as Jones is going to drop back. He's going to look for a receiver downfield, not find anybody, as that's Drew Edwards that comes in and takes him down for the sack on that big 3rd down. So that will lead to a punt for New England as Drew Edwards packs a lunch and sacks Mac Jones. Sack lunch for Mr. Edwards on that play. And there you see Josh Allen ready to lead this Bills team onto the field. 1,600 yards on the season so far, 11 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. So ball security greatly improved over last season for these Bills as they have cut down on those interceptions. Jacobs is going to get the handoff though on this first play, and he's going to stumble for a big 11-yard gain. So starting the drive off strong there as Jacobs gouges this New England defense for a big gain there. As there you see the New England sideline trying to regroup, trying to figure out what they're going to do on their next offensive possession. Meanwhile, the Bills are driving. Ball at the New England 20. Allen's going to drop back, looks to his right, and he finds Diggs, who escapes one defender but is brought down short of the first down on 3rd and 6. Diggs not able to get anything going, so Tyler Bass is going to come out for a 34-yard attempt that is up and good. Your Bills are now ahead 3-0 on that 34-yard attempt from Bass. Here comes the New England offense once again, looking to have a better drive than they did last time, where they had to punt it away to this Bills team. Jones is going to be under center, and he's going to look to drop back on first down. Instead, he's going to hand it off to Harris. Harris is not going anywhere as he gets stuffed for a loss there on first down. I believe that was Edmonds. Yes, Edmonds got the stop on that play. Edmonds bringing Harris down in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Nonetheless, the Patriots are driving. It is 3rd and 6. Ball at the 29. Jones out of the gun. Adjustments at the line. He's going to look for it. He's going to find Harris off to his right, but Trufant sniffs that play out perfectly, and that is going to be another stop for this Bills defense as they hold the New England Patriots short on 3rd down. It was 3rd and 6. That little pass out to Harris was only good for a 4-yard gain. That will bring up 4th and 2. And here you see Jones looking for something downfield that's not there, so he opts to check down to Harris. Trufant, though, right there to make the stop. So 2 really good defensive showings so far for this Bills team. There you see Juju Smith-Schuster, big offseason addition for this Bills team. Great season for him so far in Week 7. Allen is going to hand it off to Jacobs to start the drive, and Jacobs is going to power forward. He is going to get about 7 on the play, almost 30 yards rushing on the quarter so far for him, and that will make it 30 yards as he bullies that New England defender. I wasn't able to quite see who that was, but Jacobs is going to power his way through, get a first down, and that will lead us to the end of the first quarter, where we are completely unaffiliated with Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons. Live in a fantasy world with your friends as we immediately start quarter number 2, where Allen is going to find May out off to the left and get a good gain there. However, it is 2nd and 18 now as the Bills' drive continues. Off to the right, you have Diggs. Diggs going to take it down the sideline. He's going to get the first down and just a little bit more. 17 yards after the catch for Diggs is going to give the Bills a first down. 63 yards on the day so far for Josh Allen in terms of passing. And there you see Diggs was just able to find a window in that zone coverage. Allen able to connect with him, and this drive is moving forward. They are in the red zone now as Allen is out of the pistol. He's going to hand it off to Jacobs, who's going to power forward for about 5. They're going to call it 6 based on the spot, as it is 2nd and 4 for this Bills team. 4th and 1 now. Ball at the 6. As Jacobs is going to get the handoff again, and he's going to power forward from 6 yards out. Jacobs goes in for a touchdown. So there was the holding call, which led to the big pass to Diggs, then the big run by Jacobs, and that 6-yard run is what Jacobs is going to follow up with as he gets a touchdown, extending this Bills lead out to 10 here about midway through the second quarter. As there you see Jones going to try to lead a drive to get something on the board for the Patriots, anything, as he's going to start out of the gun. Harris is going to get the handoff, though, out of the gun. He's going to go for a first down and just a touch more. We're going to call that 11 on that play, as he's got 17 yards on the day on 7 attempts. Nothing really doing on the ground for New England, as that is the biggest rush so far. That 11-yard carry right there by Harris, that's been the story of the rushing game. So if you're New England, you have to make some adjustments so that you aren't just a one-trick offense in the passing game. As Jones is out of the gun, he's going to look for and find Henry out to his right, and he is going to convert on 3rd down, so good play there. Has this drive continuing to move. Edmonds with the tackle, and there you see just good poise there from Jones as he's able to find his tight end out in open space and get the first down. Good job by Henry to break away from coverage there on that play. These Patriots are now in the red zone as Jones is going to drop back. He's going to take a sack by Oliver. He's going to fumble. Phillips is on the ball, and he's going to pick it up, and he's going to go. He's at midfield. He's at the 30. Nobody's even close. They are catching up, though. Here comes Stevenson from behind. Nothing doing, though, as they were not able to bring down Phillips. That is a scoop and a score. So call Phillips Coldstone as he gives the New England offense a big scoop of fumble recovery for 6 points on the board for the Bills. I am never going to make that joke again, don't you worry, as Mac Jones needs to shake that off. 17-0 now Buffalo after the scoop and score by Phillips. Big man rumbles. He's probably going to need some oxygen on the sideline as Stevenson is going to get the handoff to start this drive. Not much doing there. Call it about 2 on that play as Jones is going to drop back, look for and find nobody but dirt as Rousseau is going to fight his way in for the sack, taking Jones down. So Rousseau packing a sack lunch just like Edwards was earlier as he takes down Jones. So last year's AFC Rookie of the Year making his presence felt here in this second quarter. If you're New England, you've got to get something doing. The Bills defense is pressing now as nothing was going on there. Trufant again making a big play on third down, keeping the Patriots from converting, and so that will get this Bills defense off the field yet again. Here comes Allen now under center. He is going to go with Jacobs on a draw, as Jacobs is going to push forward for the first. Call that about 15 or so on that big scamper by Jacobs. So good run by Jacobs is going to move the chains at the end of the half, but that will be it, as your Bills are going to take a 17-0 lead going into the half. 98 passing yards so far for the Bills and 73 yards on the ground, so they've been able to move the ball at will. Meanwhile, around the NFL, you have the Carolina Panthers defending their home turf against the New Orleans Saints, 35-24 in that one. The Bengals were able to defend their home field as well, 28-20 as they beat the Ravens. Trouble out in LA as the defending Super Bowl champion Rams are going to go to Seattle and take the loss, 42-24 in that one. The Browns on Sunday night are going to lose at home against the Tennessee Titans. So after a struggle last season, the Titans seem to be back in full form. The Chiefs head to Jacksonville in an AFC Championship rematch, and they beat the Jaguars 24-10 in that one. But it is second half here at Gillette Stadium, as Siebert is going to boot this ball away. McKenzie's just going to take a knee and take the touchback to start the half off. So the Bills are going to take it at the 25. Josh Allen has been able to move this ball at will so far, with the New England defense not able to have any sort of answer for what the Bills have been able to do on the offensive side of the ball. Jacobs is going to take the handoff on first down. He's going to break a tackle and get it out to about the 30. Call it a gain of 5. 73 yards rushing on the day for Jacobs so far. Allen has the Bills moving the ball again, as he's going to look for and find Davis. Davis down the sideline. He's going to go, and he's going to take it out to about the New England 30. So from the Bills 30 to the New England 30, call it about a 40 to 50 yard gain there for Davis on that reception. And the struggles continue for this New England defense, as they just weren't able to bring Davis down. So you have to make some adjustments. You have to clean up your tackling so that this doesn't happen again. But meanwhile, Allen's going to get away, and he's going to go for a 16-yard touchdown. So the legs of Josh Allen on full display there, as he escapes the rush and just goes for the touchdown, doing it himself, extending this lead out even further for the Buffalo Bills. Make it 24-0 for the Bills at Gillette Stadium. So this is a statement victory on display right now if you are Buffalo. Jones out of the gun. He's going to drop back, look for a screen. He's going to find it. Not a whole lot doing there. Is called out a gain of 1 on the screen. So that isn't what you need. If you are down 24, you need to start taking some shots downfield. Not these little check downs, which is what we're going to be doing here on 3rd and 14. That is Desmond Trufant on the play. So have yourself a day here on Monday night. He had the tackle for loss earlier and the deflected pass. Yet again, Trufant with a big play on 3rd down is going to lead to a New England punt. So adjustments have to be made if you are the Patriots. Meanwhile, here comes this high-powered Bills offense ready to put some more points on the board. We'll see what McDermott has up his sleeve now, as Allen is out of the pistol. He's going to give the ball to Jacobs again. Jacobs not getting much. Call it about 5 on the play. 3rd and 6 now. They are in New England territory. Allen is going to drop back. He's going to look for a receiver downfield. He's going for Juju, and just enough contact makes Juju drop that ball. So here's Tyler Bass for 52-yard attempt. It is up, and it goes wide left. Bass missing this long field goal. So opening the door for potentially New England to use momentum and get back in this ball game. It might be a long shot, but if you are Mac Jones, you have to take advantage of this opportunity that Buffalo has just left you with right now. You need to put points on the board. You need a touchdown on this drive. A field goal is not going to cut it when you're down 24-0 late in the third quarter, as that's Henry getting about 8 on the play, and that will take us into quarter number 4, where again we're going to remind you we are completely unaffiliated with Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons, but enter a fantasy world with your friends on behalf of us here at Snyderman Broadcasting. Meanwhile, Jones is going to look for, and he is going to open up by finding Henry again here on the first play of the fourth quarter. It's first and goal, and Jones finds Stevenson out to the left. Nobody around him, wide open in the end zone for the first point on the day, or on the evening rather, for the Patriots. It is 24-6. The first points of the game come for New England in the first 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. You heard me right. First 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. This Bills defense had a shutout going for 3 quarters before the New England Patriots were able to get on the board. It is 24-8 now with that 2-point conversion. It might be all for naught though, as really, how can you come back from 24 down in 1 quarter when this Bills defense hasn't really given you much to work with? Beautiful, beautiful night here at Gillette, as we've said before. Here's Josh Allen now, out of an offset formation. Jacobs breaks a tackle, but gets wrapped up. That'll be a 2-yard loss. Very rare this evening that you see Jacobs go for a loss, but this drive moving quickly as the Bills are in the red zone, and there is Jacobs for another touchdown. That is a good, powerful run by this young back, locked up long term. He's going to have a good rest of his career in Buffalo if McDermott has anything to say about it. Jacobs just bullying over a couple New England defenders there, would not be denied his second touchdown of the evening. So if you are Jones and the Patriots now, you're just trying to keep this thing at least somewhat in hand. 31-8 isn't exactly the most in hand for you, but you don't want to be embarrassed, as he's going to look for and find his tight end there over the middle, but not much else doing. It's 3rd and 13 now. Ball at about midfield. Jones looking out for and finding Aguilar. And again, Trufant making the stop on 3rd down, assisted by Hyde there, as Aguilar was able to make it 4th and 4. Patriots have no choice but to go for it, and that's going to be Aguilar again. This time it's going to be Trufant, and I believe that was White on 4th down making the stop, but it is a conversion. Meanwhile, Jones drops back in. It goes right into the hands of Edmonds, and that will be the game. Edmonds putting the finishing touches on this victory for the Buffalo Bills. Disappointment in Foxborough for these New England faithful, but if you are a Bills fan, if you are an NFL fan, you gotta love to see what the Buffalo Bills just did here at Gillette Stadium, putting the rest of the league on notice. 31-8 is our final. 213 passing yards and 202 yards on the ground for the Bills. Statement victory. Meanwhile, we here at Snyderman Broadcasting are going to remind you this is the last week for you to go vote in the poll for the Bills' new stadium name. Link for that is in the description below. Make your voice heard. Let us know what you want the name of the Bills' new home to be. If you are not subscribed to Snyderman Broadcasting, Make sure you do that right now so you don't miss a minute of the NFL or anything else here on Snyderman Broadcasting, affiliate of Snyderman Inc. Be good, Bills Nation, and we'll see you right back here for Week 8 of the NFL.